shirt on. It's been a year since I wore a red shirt. But yeah, tonight we're gonna talk about same old thing. Why huh? Why can't why can't people communicate? And I will say I had a really good conversation on this thing called Clubhouse, this app Clubhouse, and it was about um, black people can't be Christians or something like that. And it was it was really interesting, and everybody get the little few thoughts. But what I said on there. Hey, what's up, viewer? How you doing? Are you my son? I wish, yeah, if you are my son, then hit me up one day. Just waiting for you to contact me. But anyway, what was I gonna say? Uh, what was I gonna say? So anyway, they were talking about religion. Okay, it's kind of yeah, it was on Thomas. So everybody talking about religion and Christianity, right? And people giving their what was it, their opinions and stuff, and it was really interesting because people talking over people and people not really understanding the words that other people were saying and stuff like that. And so I thought that was really interesting. Then another thing too was that they said something about something was kind of stupid, but what I said to them was even though God might allow something to happen, that we need to go back to the past because maybe this could have been avoided because a lot of people they actually do things that they know they shouldn't have. Like when you go to the crossroads. So basically, what I tell everybody in there, I said, well, we all, because they were like kind of down in what I'm saying about maybe this wouldn't have happened if they would have took heed to, the flags and stuff in the past. And so one guy, he was like really doubting everything I was saying. So I said, well, basically the matter is, had we all know if we would have did what we were supposed to do in junior high school, in high school, we wouldn't be having this conversation right now. And it was just it was just really interesting. And I guess everybody got their little 2 cents. But anyway, so they start talking about science and they start talking about religion. And so I came in and I said that religion and science, they're the same thing. Religion just tells you the what is it called? It just tells you the psychology of life. That's all religion does. It talk. Hey, hello, viewer. Thank you very much. If you want to join the conversation, hit me up online at just if J. Right now my thing isn't working. So anyway, when we get up, I'll show you what to do. I'll send a link. But anyway, but chime in the chat, and I will get right to your comments. Right now, it's only just us. But so what I said was that philosophy talks about philosophy talks about the information about life and stuff. What science does is it gives you the mechanics of it. So one lady was saying something like the Chris scientists don't know what they're talking about or something like that. And so I thank for the thumbs up. Thank you everybody for joining. And I said, what you have to understand is this. Science, most scientists I've read, as they were studying into sciences, they come to the point that there is a God. Now, how did they come to this point? Well, I'm thinking it's because when they're studying everything has an order. Cells, this iPhone, everything was put together, and what they're saying is that maybe, like I said, I didn't read much of this, but, just from my own thinking, is they're saying that things are put together so perfectly that it couldn't have been a mistake. Someone had to have made it. So this someone they term as God, because they were saying in the Clubhouse group, we were talking about black people can't be black and Christians at the same time or something like that. I forgot. Hello, viewer. Thanks for the thumbs up. And so what I said was, and they were, how the science and religion clash. But I said, no, they're the same, basically. And um, religion talks about the mechanics of the creation of life, and religion talks about the philosophy of life. And they both talk about life, but one is the mechanics. So it's like if you have a car engine, well, the scientists would be the ones to tell you how big the valves are and the horsepower and what oil to use and the makeup of the oil and WDW 35 whatever it's called. I forgot what it's called. It's been out of the States for a while. And then when you go and then like when you go to a car shop, well, the car shop would say, well, this is this kind of engine, and that's it. And it'll just say grows this fast. Hey, what's up? What's up, Jordan? Miss part 1 and 2. So catching up here. Peace. Thank you. Yeah, I think part 1 or 2. Somebody asked me to delete it. I didn't delete. I put it on private though. But it was interesting though. But thanks for joining. I'm just waiting for my iPad to charge up, which I don't know why it's taking so long. But anyway, maybe I should do that. It's downstairs. I got another thing that's for it. Okay, so basically what I was saying, like religion just talks about the philosophy of the engine, you know, what kind of oil to put in it, what kind of gas to put in it, how big it is, and that's it. But it doesn't go into the mechanics, the shafts and this and that. And so it was just really interesting, but it was funny because a lot of people. It was funny because there was so much contradiction in that conversation. So it was pretty interesting. Let me see. I think I had who did I talk to today? What did I do today? I went to work. Yeah. But anyway, communication is really interesting, and it's just so, how can I say, it's just so, I mean, I love talking to people. Like, I was talking to a friend today, and I was telling him how, about breaking your shyness, talking to women and stuff. So I told him was the story that I did a long time ago when I said that when I was 19 years old, I thought I was shy. I went down to Venice Beach. I ended up talking to 40 women, and it was really interesting. I kind of find out that I wasn't shy. And so I told my friend, just, when you walk out, just say, hi, hello, viewer, thank you. And I told him just to talk to as many women as you possibly can. Or I wouldn't say as many women, but I think I told him to talk to, wait, I gotta grab something. To talk, I don't want to see my closet. It's a little messy. But I told him to talk to 40 women outside, and here in Osaka, or wherever he's at. And I told him to just talk to them. And I told him just talk to the women, just talk to 40, just to see what would happen and stuff. And he was like, I don't think I can do that. Only you can do that. And I'm like, no, you can do it, and stuff like that. And basically, our conversation is, I'm always trying to convince him to talk to women because he thinks he really has a low self-esteem of himself. Now, I don't know if he's doing it because he's joking with me or not, but I've seen him in action and stuff. And I don't know, it's just really interesting how difficult it is to try to help someone when they think that the communication that they're having, especially when it comes to trying to get women, is their fault. And I tell them that it's not his fault or anyone's fault. It's just that, it's his thinking, because a lot of people don't understand that thinking also is a really vital part to living. I gotta go get something. I forgot, darn it. Hold on, I'll be right back, sorry. Okay, sorry about that. I had to go get something. Okay, sorry. Get my Juden key. I mean my charger. So I can hurry up and get my iPad charged up so I can invite people to this line chat so you can hear their voice and stuff. So that's all good. Good. This one is long. Awesome. So anyway, yeah, it's really interesting because it's hard to talk, communicate with people properly, especially when they have the way they're thinking. It's really just so out there, and I can understand the difficulties of it, especially when people are talking. So like there was this situation that happened in this one group I was talking to, and this lady brought up something, and this dude just straight cut her off, and everybody like, you gotta let her finish. I know what she's gonna say and stuff like that, and it was funny because evidently, I mean, of course, he didn't know what he was gonna say. So when I said, so this is what I said. I jumped in and said, listen, you have to understand the English lesson. I mean, English language, we have a subject, we have a verb, you have an adjective, an adjective, and a noun. And so the subjects we were talking about, then you had the verbs, whether you be verb or action verb. Then the next you have an adjective. Now see what an adjective does is it gets you all emotional. So it's like I see, and then a very. So when you say very, it's like, oh my God, you all shaking, and I think I said this before, but you all shaking and stuff. And then you have the adjective, which would be a big. You're like, oh my God. And then they have it erasing. You're like, oh my God, you get all wild out, all excited over a eraser that's probably just this big, but somebody's saying it's very big compared to an eraser this big. And but before I got to finish, he said, "Man, this isn't about no English, and I don't need to be you don't have to be in here doing grammar." And I said, "Yes, I do, because if you are going to interrupt someone before they finish, thinking that you know what they're going to say, then not only is that wrong, but and not only are you depriving other people of the conversation of what you want to say, but you are doing this. The lady has something from 1 to 10 to say. She says 1 to 3, and then you just disregard whatever she want, and then you put your own 4 to 10, and that's not what the lady was going to say and stuff. So it was just really interesting. So it's crazy. It was so hard to talk to people and communicate. And like I have people who I talk to, like I was talking to someone the other day, and we were talking about how communication and stuff, and this person thinks that because they watch my YouTube videos and all they say is, oh, you just talk, and I'm like, huh? Yeah, of course I'm supposed to talk because I'm on YouTube. So all I can't do is talk. It's not like I'm talking to anyone, and I have a couple of people who say that, and they always saying I talk too much. And when I call them, what you call them to talk a lot, and I'm like, no, I'm just returning a phone call. So if you don't have anything to say, I'll hang up. But it's just funny how people, well, in my case anyway, they'll look at my videos, and then they will. I guess it's these people who don't. How can I say it? How can I say this? Let's see. You get these people who, like, for some reason, I tend to attract people in my life who are bored. They like to talk, but some of them don't know what to talk about. So I know one friend, when we talk, this person says nothing. Like, what do you do? Nothing. How's your day? It was the same. Like, every day you ask the same question, the same thing. So it's like not even worth talking to. And then I'll bring up a topic about something about me. That person comes in, take my topic, and put it on theirs, and then they're talking about this, and then they add me in, and it just turns so bad. I'm like, oh, so now what I do is when I speak to this person, I just do the same thing. How was work? Oh, what's the same? Nothing. what you do, just work. Just leave it like that. Hello, 4VR. And I'm like, wow, this is so boring. And then I have another friend who I talk to, and this person just talk. And it's okay, but it's like, and actually, I know a few people like that. They'll just talk. And then a minute, oh, wait, let me do this YouTube thing. Okay, so my line is ready. If you want to join me on YouTube to voice your, um, voice your opinions or anything, you can come live. Here, I'll put this in the chat real quick. Let me do a voice call. Just invite everybody who's here. And I don't know, it's just so sad. So sometimes it's like really difficult for me to talk to people. And what make it so bad, it's not that I don't mind that and stuff like that, but it's almost seemed like, oh, you scared the shit out of me. What's up, man? Hey, we doing part three. We doing part three of the why can't people communicate properly? Okay.
Okay,
So
let's
just
do it. Let's do
so
it.
so just let you know. Let's see. Wait.
All right, let's do it.
Okay, that's 69%. Let me do this on here. Yeah. So here, let me put it in real quick. Let's see the top chat. Chat. Pop out chat. Oh, come on. Okay, pop out chat. Pop out chat. Let me see. Okay, there it is. Okay, so I'm going to pin this in real quick. Hold on, everybody. So, if you want to chat live, if you want to chat live, download. Oh, I can't even spell anymore. Download line and my email address line. Then hit me up at GS350JPN. GS350. Oh man, I can't believe I always do that. Every time I do this, I do the same mistake. Now, what do you call that? Okay. And then let me pin this. Okay, good. So anyway, how can I say this? So how you doing, man?
I'm good, bro. I'm good. What about yourself?
I'm good. Always good. Even if things are going bad, I'm still good.
Yeah, right. I'm the same way. Working on the channel,
Mm.
and I'm about to start working on my fashion line and stuff like that. We gonna put a little. I have like 4 or 5 projects that I want to do. I'm just tackling them at one at a time.
Okay.
And so slowly but surely putting that clothing thing together, and then go from there. Move on from that one and move to the next thing.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, I got a print on demand thing that I have my shirts on, but I need to start promoting them. So
yeah, I mean, it's so nowadays it's so easy to do all that stuff. You know, there's so many tools at your fingertips nowadays.
Right.
Versus, maybe 5 or 10 years ago.
Right. Yeah, it was tough back then.
Yeah. So pretty much at this point, out of my 600 movie collection, I have less than 50 movies and stuff to put on.
Oh wow, that's good.
To put on the channel, so we get some progress going.
Hello, fourth player, 5 viewers. If you want to join, please hit me up on line. We'd love to hear your voice. Today's topic is basically why can't people communicate properly? Why do you think people can't communicate properly? I say because when somebody have something from 1 to 10 to say, How we doing? What's up with this we stuff? Hey, what's up, Nico? Yeah, I don't know. Recently, I've been hearing that everybody like we kind of throws me back into the slavery days. You know, when you hear that when the slaves go out to the boss and how we doing, boss? And then I was thinking like the slave was like, well, you're a slave and I'm the master, so I'm sure we're not doing the same. you know.
Maybe they practice in their French. Oui.
I'm not sure. No, I was a
Maybe they're
viewer
practicing in
asked a
French.
question, but yeah, I mean it's just weird because I was on stereo the other day and I was talking this. I guess it was two white dudes, and I'm black guy, and I'm the black guy. Anyway, they was talking about George Floyd and all of that stuff. And so the white guy, the younger guy, in his 30s or whatever, he said he had his view. He said, "What do you think?" I said, "I think we should change the subject because it can get really sticky and stuff." And then the other guy come in there,
Hmm.
start trolling. You don't want to talk about it because this and that and this and that. And I'm like, no. So basically, what I just to get through this, I said, well, there's other things that I've heard that evidently you didn't hear. First of all, the guy that killed them two used to work together, and they used to, they had used to date the same girl. So it's no telling why that happened the way it happened and stuff like that. And it was just really interesting. They were like, "Oh, really? I didn't know that." I'm like, "Yeah, that's why there's no reason for me to talk about it, because it's a really sensitive thing, and there's information that you don't know, and whatever." And I mean,
Hmm.
both of them, did agree that it was wrong what happened and everything, but they was just trying to get a little too deep and stuff, and I'm like, I don't really want to get into that, so I was just wondering if we
Hmm.
can change the subject, so
Yeah, a topic like that is it's very sensitive, and unless you know the person, I think like you and I can have that conversation. Um, well, number one, because we're the same color, and number two, well, and regardless of who's in the chat, doesn't matter. You know the people can relate better. Two white men can relate to each other better than a white and a black guy. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
even if you're friends, in the climate that we are, even if it's a black guy and a white guy that are friends in the climate that we are, it's just still different. No matter how connected you are, you're
yeah, yeah,
still not. You're still able to relate better to
yes,
your own.
yes, yes,
So that's number one that makes it. It's like something that we just understand among each other.
right,
And then number two, it's like it's got to be the right time and place. A lot of
mm,
the times people try to have conversations out of context. Um, the timing can be off,
right, right,
and the place can be off.
right,
Um, that could segue into women as well. Sometimes guys get offended by a woman brushing them off or telling them no. Like, you don't know what's going through her mind. She might have just literally got out of an abusive relationship, or broke up with somebody, or failed the bar, or
right,
failed an exam, or got fired 2 days ago. You
right,
don't
right,
know what's going on. So the no is never anything personal. I don't think, and you would
mm-hmm,
rather someone just tell you to no anyway. But I digress.
mm-hmm,
I think the point is, it's just there's a time and a place for everything. The communication works the same way too. Sometimes you have to be on the same wavelength to understand each other. Miscommunication happens a lot more than proper communication.
right.
Ego may be involved in there and stuff like that. So,
Yeah, I think a
case in
lot of
point, yeah, our conversation last night. Did we talk last night? I think.
maybe this morning.
You know.
Yeah, last night. Yeah, last
Yeah.
night
Well,
morning,
whenever it
right?
was. Yeah. Whenever it was. But it's we cleared up stuff, as we always do, Ralph. But yeah, sometimes miscommunication happens and stuff like that, and
Yeah, I didn't like,
you know,
yeah, I didn't, I just, just like you said, cleared up some. It wasn't nothing really, just one little statement and that was it,
right,
and it
right.
was just, just something should have been said that was cut off, and that was it. And it wasn't
Right.
nothing a bad thing. That's just a normal part of communication and everything. But sometimes when I have those kind of conversations and somebody cuts somebody off, like I was just talking about before you go in, I was in the clubhouse and this one brother said something, and then I jumped in and said something, and he just cut me off. And I'm like, you just can't, if somebody got something from 1 to 10 to say, and they say the subject, because I had to break it down, he got mad because I kind of broke it down. But I'm like, if somebody have a subject and then you take their subject, they said they got something from 1 to 10 to say, and they got if 1 to 3 is the subject, and then you take their subject and add your own 4 to 10 to say, because you getting all emotional and stuff over it. You can't say that that's what they're going to say, and you cheating everyone who's listening, because there's quite a few people in the chat, because we were talking about if you're black, you can't be Christian or something like that. And it was really, really interesting conversation, but at the same time, it just showed me how much of a higher level, not big level, but than everyone else that was on there, because they were talking, and again, I'm repeating myself for those who remember, but they were talking about religion and God.
Hey Ralph, go back the last 15 to 20 seconds. You cut off for a second. I thought my phone dropped the call.
Oh, okay.
I didn't hear anything.
Okay, so basically we were talking about, I think the title, so anyway, we're talking about religion and then science. That's what it was. So they said if you're black, you can't be a Christian. And then they started talking about religion and science and stuff. And so everyone was saying things, and I was waiting for someone to say, hello, Fifth Year. I was waiting for someone to say, hey, I've read a whole bunch of times that a lot of scientists, the more they study, the more that they find God. They start to believe in God. Even if they were atheists, they understood that it was God. And the reason I said that, because I guess somebody rebutted it or whatever. I said, the reason is you have to understand that science talks about the mechanics. It breaks down the atom, it breaks down the chemistry of everything, the parts, everything. It just breaks everything down, and there's an order. Even in life, there is an order, and the way that this order is put together, it would be hard to conceive that it just happened by mistake. It doesn't happen by mistake. It was planned. So because they come to that understanding, then they believe it's a God. Now, whether who this God is, whatever, I don't know, but they understand that there was a higher power that created this stuff. And then when you talk about life, when you talk about the Bible also talk about the creation, but it talks about it from a philosophical point of view. Do this, do that. If you want to live better, do this. If you want to be healthier, eat this. If you want to do this, hello, Sylvia. If you want to do that. So when I jumped in, I said, hey, religion, and I think we were talking about science. Yeah, they both are the same coin, but they just talk about it from two different perspectives. And I was talking to a friend, and we were talking about physics and psychology. I forgot exactly how it was, or life or something like that. And basically, it was the same thing. We actually went down to UCLA, went over to the physics building, met this physics, one of the doctors, I guess he was physics, coming out, and I asked him a question. We talking about motion. Isn't physics, and no, time, that's what it was. Time and it was time and physics and psychology. So basically, you have time and wait, what was it? I can't think of it. I think it was something. Well, anyway, physics talks about the mechanics of motion or something like that, and that's what time is, motion. And then you have philosophy. I think what it is, it talks about it talks about on the other side, but I forgot what it was. But basically, we went and talked to the doctor. Everything that I said, he totally understood what I was saying. My friend was talking some crazy stuff and he was laughing. And I said, why don't you just tell us the truth? Isn't physics, it's just time and motion? In other words, we were arguing that time and motion are the same thing. And he was saying it wasn't. And I was like, yeah, because time is based on motion. Soon as motion start, time start and everything. But it was just really interesting. But we had a really long talk about that. But the same thing in the club too, in that group. So it was just really interesting, how they come up with their own philosophies, and I mean not for their philosophies, but just different things. And it's, I don't know, it's just, to me, I think it's just a simple subject. And this one person was talking about math, you know, and I said, well, what you have to understand about human beings when you have science and everything, that we are such at a low level as far as acknowledge. I mean, as knowledge and and all of that stuff. Is that we are such at a low level that it's really pathetic. And so we was talking about math, and I said, when you're dealing with math, we only use one number, and it's the number one. And I said this before to another friend, like when you say 3 inches, well, what's 3 inches? Well, there's three 1 inch segments, 4 feet, four of 1 foot segments. And it's just that one, 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 one. And I said, when you come to math, you don't get higher. You go from zero, from nothing to one. You don't get anything higher because you're using that same chunk of oneness, and you just dividing it up, and you studying just with the one. So then if you need another one, well, because you already know the calculations and everything, then you can just add it to itself, add it to itself, and that's where the pros come in. 3 inches, not three different segments. Is 3 inches, 3 feet, or 3 feet is how many inches? 36 inches. So you get that one segment, and it's just so funny because it's just that everybody thinks math is really difficult and things like that, but we only using one letter. But when you have this one and this one, you have to change and give it to another name. Then you have to give it another name. And then if you got 1.5, you have to give it another name. But it's like, how can you say that? It's like you. How many names do you have, James? I mean, yeah, James, did you tell her? How many names do you have? I guess you're not there.
Sorry, I unmute myself. I had to unmute myself. 3.
No. I mean, how many names do you have? You have 3 names. What do you mean? I mean, just your first name only, and then any other names. How many do you
Well,
have?
you have your first name, you have your middle name, and then you have your last name, right?
Okay. Now, what names do we have in common?
Men.
That's not a name. That's an identification.
Okay, well, I mean, you seem to be the
No, I'm
expert on
joking.
that.
I'm joking.
guess
I'm
I'll
joking.
just
If
go
you
ahead
want
and
to
say I
say
don't
no,
know.
no, I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking. If you want to say man, fine. What else do you think?
Well, you're saying the names that identify us. I mean, whether it's an identification or not, the name identifies what you are, right? So, man, maybe a black man. Some people would say we're gods. I mean, I don't know the point you're getting at, so I'll just stop there.
Okay. Maybe I misnamed. There's a name that we all, men, women, children, have. There are some names that we all can use. We all use it daily to identify ourselves, and they are all the same. And there's 3 of them. Those 3
Human
names.
being, person.
Huh?
Said human being, person.
No. Those 3 names are I, me, and myself. And we all use them, and those are all the same names. Everybody in the world uses those. And then we have our own special name, but we all say I, me, and myself. And I forgot what I brought up. But anyway, let me go back to the beginning. So anyway, I said, those are the names that we all identify ourselves by. And just think about the simplicity of that. You know what I'm saying? I, me, myself. We all walking around I, me, myself, myself. Because it's funny because we all have a name, right? But how many of us walk around saying our actual names? You know what I'm saying? Versus identifying ourselves with I, me, and myself. You know, GS Fizzle 350 salute. What's up? Japan travels and stuff. But I'm just saying, when it comes to the mathematics and stuff, it's just simple because we are a type of beings that I'm not saying all people, but just whatever that we only if you think about what I mean, especially with mathematics, that's why I love it. It's just such a beautiful thing, but it's just so simple, you know. And if we only just use the one, and we take that one, like a good way to teach a kid about what is that fractions is to take 100 and break it down. 101 times 100, then next 2 times 100. I mean 2 times 50, then 2 times 1, and do the tree thing. And you start from 100, you go all the way down to 0, and a lot of the fractions will pop up and stuff. But it's just so I mean, it's just really, really interesting how we look at the universe, and the only way we can able to create a system, mathematical system, to understand it is just to use the number one and break it down as much as we can, and that's it. And that's the only number we use. Even though, but we like $100. A dollar is just $1. You know what I'm saying? And it's just, to me, when I was talking to him to that, I wanted to bring it in. Actually, I did say something, but they cut me off, so I just said forget it. But it's just really interesting,
Mm. Okay.
Well, I'm kind of out on a limb though. But anyway, what do you think we could do to fix this problem? This is a major problem that we have. This miscommunication.
Um, Maybe we should start asking questions, like effective probing questions, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
What I mean is like, if you don't understand something versus assuming.
Right.
Asking questions, but then again, the question is, how do we know that we're assuming? Right. Should we always ask a question after a question is asked,
Right.
So, I mean, it all depends on the person. Like,
right.
For example, when you ask that question, if I wouldn't have guessed versus just saying or asking a question, would that get annoying? Would it just be a question session the whole time?
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean by that? Oh, well, what do you mean by that? Well, what do you mean by that? Well, what do you mean by that?
Right.
So that's one of those things too to be mindful of, or weary of. Just depends on how you look at it. But I don't know. I don't know if there's an absolute answer for that. I mean, we've been mankind has been misunderstanding each other since the beginning of time. Wars are the perfect example of misunderstandings,
Right.
Or misinterpretations and things like that,
Yeah, that's true.
So,
yeah. Yeah, that is so true. It's crazy.
It might be a psychological thing as well. And there's some psychological. I'm pretty sure there's some psychological components in there when you're dealing with fixing anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I think maybe just you respecting each other and valuing each other's opinion, whether right or wrong.
Right.
Not necessarily holding it at your value, but just having the respect, I think, to the patience, maybe. Not even the respect, the patience. Having the patience to understand the person's opinion. Right. That may help, you know. May not necessarily work, but it may help, you know. So, I mean, there's not really much to it. It's not rocket science. I don't think. It's just, if you don't understand, just ask questions and instead of assuming. I think sometimes we tend to try to rebuttal before thinking about what the person is saying a lot of times too. You know, that could come off as you know, it's not necessarily the best thing, you know.
Right.
So, that's all I think I got for right now. Okay. On that topic, anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, it's how can I say? Yes, I think personally, and I catch myself doing it too, but that's why I love the fact that, you know, I would rather talk than to listen. I mean, rather listen than to talk. And it's really interesting because it's almost like a lot of people can't communicate properly because they don't want to. Hey, some of you in the house, thumbs up would be appreciated. Thanks so much. If you want to join the live chat, let me know. Hit me up at GSD50JPN. The information's up there on the top, and please join. Let me see. Wait, hold on. Video wo mita ari wa shikudai ari nana surato imasu muri nakudeyo mitai desu. Okay. And so, one thing about I love the fact that I listen is because a lot of people who I've listened to people where they just talked hours straight. And what I notice is that it's just maybe stress or, you know, because there are a lot of people who really, hello, 8 viewers in the house, thank you. There are a lot of people who really don't have anyone to communicate with, you know, and then as they are talking, or the other person is talking, then it gives them a chance to talk about something, or somebody bring up a subject that they really want to talk about they never had a chance to, and people are just jump in, you know, because it's my chance, and it's just really interesting to notice that, you know, and also listening is really a great way. It's therapy. You know, just sitting and listen. Just like we last time we was chatting and stuff. You know, you said your length, I said my length. You said yours, I said mine. We were patiently waiting for the other person to say something before interrupting. And you know, it's just something I've just done all my life and stuff. So even though I do like to talk, but I come to the realization that in my life, even though I talk a lot on YouTube, you know, because like one of my friends was getting on me about talking so much because they just watch my YouTube and then think I do this in real life, and I don't. But I said, well, the reason I make these long videos on YouTube is because a lot of my YouTube channels that I make, a lot of them actually are requests, and so I just make them based on those. And then sometimes it's just stuff that's in my mind that I do want to talk about, and I can't because it's like seeing like God's streaming them or whoever's streaming them to me. So I just, to get it off my mind, even though I should write a book about all that stuff, I just put it on YouTube and stuff. But yeah, this person, they get upset. But yeah, it's really is interesting. It's like a therapy, and I don't know, it's just
Right.
interesting.
What let me ask this, Ralph, because I know you took a hiatus from doing videos and stuff for a number of years and stuff. What made you decide to come back? What made you decide that you wanted to come back and do some stuff?
Oh, okay. The reason I stopped was because I think that year there was a Halloween, not a Halloween, Halloween party, a New Year's party, and I went to sleep at 8, and I meant to wake up 12, drive to Osaka. I mean, not by 12, but by 10, get to Osaka to do the countdown. So I didn't do a countdown intro video that year, and I got really sad. And I'm like, how can I start off making videos without having a New Year's Eve video? And so for some reason, I guess I just psyched myself out and just said, forget it. Now, I'm not saying I didn't make videos. I didn't upload them. I make lots of videos. I mean, lots of videos, but I don't like them. So I deleted them. And I was talking to my YouTube video viewers, and he was saying, no, don't just put them up, because even though you might not like them, the, somebody might need that information and stuff. So I try not to do it, but I still do it. I do just need to leave them up there. So that's what happened. And then after a few months, something told me, what happened to the video series where you were talking about the guy about the West Coast? I think you both grew up in this same. Oh, okay, let me go back to this so I can read that. Care of Truth. Oh no, where is my... Oh, that video, I have it, and I can't find my chat. Wait, hold on. Oh no. Okay, there it is. Wait, hold on. I got it. I still had the video, but because of the way it went off on there, he asked me to take it down for how can I say? He asked me to take it down, for his for personal reasons. But I took it down. I didn't delete it. I just made it private because one day, I told him one day he might want to wow, I cannot. I'll replace. Oh no, not that one. Oh my God. Oh man. Because he I guess it was just something personal, because it might come back and well, how can I say that? It might come back and nip him later. You know what I'm saying? So it's almost like the conversation me and you had. Remember?
Right.
Okay. So anyway, basically, I'm sorry. Who told me I gotta? That's who actually I'm addressing. So Moderated Truth. Yeah, what's his username? He have a YouTube. Okay. I don't know if he has a username, and if you want to know who he is, because he was really sensitive about that. So I'm not going to say his name. Sorry about that. But you can, I think he is on here somewhere. And you can find it. But because I don't know exactly Moderated in the Truth. So I don't know exactly what's going on. Because you could be him trying checking up on it and everything. So yeah, I'm gonna just leave that alone. But I think I do have some videos where he is on them. You can find those, but yeah, I'm gonna just leave that alone. Sorry about that. Okay, let me see. I can't believe I can't find that. Ah, there it is. Pop out chat. Okay. Yeah. So let's see what were we talking about. So what are your views on talking to people who don't let you get a couple of words in? What do you think about that?
Oh, me? I mean, I don't have an opinion on that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't really have too much of an opinion on that.
Oh, okay.
Honestly.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think.
I mean, based on and you already know our conversation. We had our conversation, so you already know I really can't speak on that based on our conversation.
Right, right.
So we'll just leave that like that right there.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, I guess because of the circumstances for content for the video,
Mm-hmm.
I guess because of the circumstances that I explained to you or tried to explain to you as much as I can
Mm-hmm.
or as much as I could.
Uh-huh.
That's kind of the underlier of like why communication I think is so important.
Mm-hmm.
I guess at the end of the day, I guess I could still look at it as regardless of if you rejected the person's, regardless as if you rejected that person's philosophy or their stance on things,
Mm-hmm.
still important, I guess, to let them still have their say.
Right, right.
You know.
Yeah. Personally, for me, I always realized
So yeah.
that it's better. Excuse me, sorry about that. It's better to let people just, how can I say, um, even if they interrupt me, it just depends on the situation. I'll just let them talk,
Right.
and because it just, just listening, just really listening to people, just really shows you a lot about a person. It really does, and um, how can I say? It shows a lot about the person, about a person, and just listening. I think I'm not saying a lot of people, but a lot of people who I have listened to, you know,
Mm-hmm.
just by listening, they tend to reveal a lot of personal, I wouldn't say failures, but personal things about themselves that they need to develop more, or
Right.
weaknesses, I guess that would be the word, or yeah, something like that. And it's just really interesting, and I don't know, it's just strange. Sometimes I don't say anything unless they really say something that needs to be addressed, and then usually I will say something about it. But the way I usually correct people is not, well, you shouldn't do this because it's wrong, and blah blah blah. But
Right.
what I do is I ask them questions, and just see what answers they have. Because sometimes, not all the time, but a lot of times, though, people tend to answer their questions themselves. When you ask certain questions, then they come to their own, what is that called? Solutions. But sometimes I do
Right.
notice that some of those people, even though they do have the solution and they know the solution, that the
Mm-hmm.
joy of the pain, the joy that the pain causes is not worth giving up, because there won't be anything to cause any joy. And what I mean by the joy, the pain is, I was talking today about, on that group, I think black, if you're black, you can't be Christians or something like that. And I said, basically, whether you do something bad or you do something good, either way, you still have the same feelings. Because, or like if you hit somebody, like, the endorphins or whatever it is that make you feel good and stuff. Basically, it just like you hit the wall. So instead of you feeling the wall, the pain in there, you get filled up with this endorphins, and it just gets you high, so you don't even feel the pain till it wears off. And I said it's the same thing when you get hurt, you still have that feeling, and when you do something good. And some people, they just, it's like, because it's like if you get into a fight and somebody punch somebody, and they're like, oh, that felt good. And then they hit them again, and then somebody has to actually go over there and break them up and stop them. And like, why you hit them somewhere? And then, I don't know, but it's not I don't know. It's because of I guess the feelings that you get, that good feeling that you get. A lot of people would maybe interpret it as a sign that whatever they're doing is good. I've made a video about that a long time ago, but it's just really interesting, to listen to people. It really is. Hello, viewers. Thank you. If you want to chime in, hit me up on Justin50JPN. You can come into the live chat, talk to us, give your opinion. You can make a fake name to join the group and everything. It's all good. We just here chatting and having fun.
So back to my question, because back to my question I was asking you, Ralph, is I feel like I said, I always tell you this, man. I feel like you're one of the OGs of this YouTube stuff, man. Before there was such a thing as quote unquote content creators and all this other stuff, you were out here on these YouTube streets doing your thing. So it's great that you come back. I hope you get all the accolades that you deserve and stuff like that. Because I feel like you were one of the pioneers. You were one of the guys that, that helped a lot of people come in and go to Japan. You were one of the guys that helped a lot of people graduate from school. You saved a couple of people's lives. You don't brag about that or talk about that too much. At the end of the day, man, I just feel like I hope this works out for you, and I hope at least this year you put out some material, some books or something. The way that the social media culture is set up now, it's like so much more easier than ever now to get a publisher, drop a couple of books. I need my autographed copy, and they'll put out some content, because you have a lot of content. So put out some content that people can actually physically hold, ebook or something like that. Maybe it's similar situation to Japan, you know what I'm saying? Because one guy, I don't even think he has a YouTube channel. The guy that wrote the Black Passengers, Yellow Cabs.
Yeah.
That book is a monster, man. And, he's not as known as you are, So, at least I hope that you put out some sort of physical content where people can, I'll definitely be the first person to pre-order my copy. So you put out some books about Japan. I think you'll do good, man. You put out some books. I mean, you've been there too long not to have all that knowledge, that information and stuff that people may need. Some people may not be YouTubers, but they may be readers, students,
Right.
So as long as you get your copyrights for your stuff, make sure nobody, like your system that you have, as long as you get that trademark or and your thing's copywritten. What needs to be copywritten, and what needs to be trademark. Man, phew. Is your idea though to stay in Japan for the rest of your natural life?
No, my idea was not even to come to Japan. It was just a fluke. I just actually somebody asked me that today too. I just only came here just for 1 month, and that was it, just to check it out with my second wife, first Japanese wife, and I was from Japan. I was gonna head back to Los Angeles, get a job, whatever, and finish college and stuff, So that was my intention. It was the money that kept me here. It wasn't the anime. I didn't know anything about Japan. I was totally ignorant, about how it was.
So what year did you go to Japan?
95.
Oh, wow.
September 5th,
Damn, so
1995 is when I arrived.
Damn, you're so lucky, dude. Because, you got to see Japan when I wanted to see Japan.
Yes, I saw all of that stuff.
Oh, God. It's probably not the same anymore, huh?
No, it's a lot's changed. What I saw was like when Japan didn't even have any taxes. Till decades later, like a decade later or so, then they did the 5% tax. Now there's a 8% tax, and now it's a 10% tax. But if you eat in the store, it's 10%. If you take it out, it's 8%. But I was here when it was like no taxes. It was still rural. It wasn't so advanced. It was advanced, but it wasn't so advanced. It was really easier to talk to a lot of people. You can make a lot of friends depending on where you are, because if you move into an area, when I moved into the area, I wasn't really trying to meet anyone or anything like that. But
right.
I do know that I was welcomed or accepted as a part of the community. So I thought that was really cool. So that's what I love about Nagoya. I mean, everywhere I go, it doesn't matter. I get that same kind of treatment. So maybe because I am a black man, maybe I look like one of the Aboriginal Japanese people here. I know when I went to the Philippines, I saw the Negritos and they looked just like me. I was shocked. They were just shorter with afros. When I go to different countries and stuff, just different things happen. So, but yeah, I got to see the old Japan turn into this Japan.
Yeah, man, I think I wanted to see the old Japan, when I first, for me, Japan was when I first played Street Fighter for the first time. It sounds kind of crazy. I'm showing my age a little bit, but when that plane flew to Japan on the game and it was like Japan, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then that was the first time I was in the arcade and all this stuff. And then I heard the plane flew. I was like, Japan, where the hell is that? And then you're fighting on the rooftop and you can see all the Japanese houses in the background and shit. Yeah. That's kind of when I got my Japan fix. I was like, oh, I want to go to Japan. And then, you watch your movies, you see actors in Japan and stuff like that. That was always something special for me. Like I said, when I actually went for the first time and I actually, you get past customs and you go through and stuff, the big windows are there and stuff, and you see I was like, yeah, this is it. This is exactly, but I wish I was alive or around in the 70s or 80s to actually see that style,
Right.
I don't know. Were they always advanced in technology and stuff like that?
I would have to say yes and no. I think didn't Japan create the telephone, the mobile telephone? I swear I thought I read that.
I don't know, but
because I know
if you even lied to me about it, I'd probably believe it.
Well, I mean, because
I don't know. I just think.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I just think it's, I don't know, just the stuff that I saw out there and the things that I knew about, like now the Western side of the world, like they've been doing the pay from your cell phone thing for years, like 2 decades.
Mm-hmm.
Now the watch phone thing was over there first, and now like we're getting the watch. Everyone has a watch phone now. You know, like Dick Tracy back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the whole swipe your phone and you can pay your bill off your phone and stuff like that. That was over there for years.
Right.
Like like I said, couple decades, and now everyone's like kind of utilizing that technology. So it's always amazing to me to to think about that technology. But like I said, I can talk to you about this offline. I have a friend of mine that's over there. She's half French, half Nigerian or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I met her when I was out there, and she was telling me like it's not what it seems. And she has an interesting argument. Like I said, this is not the platform to talk about that, but I'll talk to you about that later when we talk. But yeah, but I don't know, man. I've always wanted to live there.
Uh-huh.
So like I think now that's why I'm trying to get my degree, my cybersecurity degree, so I could be working from the States, but be over there at the same time and just be on my setup at home and be fixing people's problems and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, I've always wanted to live over there, man. That there in Colombia, set up, have good businesses going and stuff like that. Everything is online now, so I mean, as long as you have your business handled, you should be fine. But
yeah, that's
yeah, but people, that's really just the only gist I think of this conversation as far as why people can't communicate properly. It's just not understanding each other. I think the conflict comes with not understanding where that person is coming from.
right.
Because if you can tell me something, I can be like, that makes sense, even though I have my own opinion, and I can tell you something and say, that makes sense.
Right.
And you can have your own opinion.
Right.
Like when you and I talk personally, it's different. Because I always say, okay, I get it. You always say, okay, I get it. Okay, I get it. So there's a mutual respect, on both parties. Even though you have your opinion and I have my opinion, we still have a mutual respect for each other. So I think as long as you come in good faith and with a mutual respect for each other's opinions, the communication thing works itself out. So
true. Yeah,
I don't know, man. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I'm about to say, I don't know, man. I just want you to talk about, I just want to rack your brain about different experiences and stuff, man. But this is not the topic for that. I'm trying to stay on topic, but
yeah. I mean, I'm sure people don't mind. We can verge and come back and verge and come back. Or what I could do is just say what I have to say. I could stop this, and then we can have like an open talk chat. Because I'm trying to get people to join the line. I
think no matter where people are at, like even with their with whatever problems we have with each other, man, that's something that just has to work itself out.
Yeah.
But I think people come to you as a leader because they trust you, and they feel safe with you and talking to you and stuff like that. You're reliable, so I feel like people trust you. Well, I mean, whether you want to accept it or not, it is what it is. Whether you want to accept it or not, it is what it is, brother. It's just God made you the way He made you. So whether you accept it or not, it's there. It's a talent,
No.
So
what I was gonna say was now I remember the conversation we had last night. I said already
Okay.
accepted. Yes, it's true. Thank you. Um, thank you. Thank you very much. And I will accept it. But you remember the conversation we had last night, right? When I was kind of tripping a little bit?
Right.
That's what you're talking about, right?
Right. Yeah. I implemented a little bit. You weren't tripping. You were speaking what was on your mind.
Okay.
You're a leader, bro. You're a natural leader.
Okay.
It's just who you are. Embrace it, hug it, accept it. It is what it is.
Nah, it was.
So you can't tell God He doesn't know what He's doing. You know
I mean,
when He gives people talents.
You can tell him.
It is what it is.
You can tell him, but you're not gonna sway him.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Nah, I was.
Yeah, but
Go ahead. Go ahead.
go ahead. No, go ahead. I'm getting in my car, so I might lose you for a second.
Oh, okay.
But I'm gonna put it on mute so you don't hear all that like distortion. But I'll lose you for like a second, and then I'll come back. But go ahead.
Okay, so basically, let me get some water, you guys. I need some water. All the water is downstairs, and so I don't leave you.
All right. I guess I'll just keep it. I'll just keep it going. I'll just keep it going until you come back.
Oh, so you can talk
so
for me?
Cut out.
Well,
for a
I
second.
can. You can talk, but I won't be able to hear you. But I got my headphones on, so they'll hear me. And oh, okay, I know what I can do. I can just go on and bring. Hello? Wait, can you guys hear me online? I'm sorry. Can you guys hear me YouTube? Can you hear me? Okay, what I'm gonna have to. Okay, wait. I gotta do something. Okay, what I gotta do something real quick. I'm gonna take my Bluetooth off of my iPad, and then it should automatically connect me to my phone, and then I could just carry my iPad with me. Hello, can you guys hear me out in YouTube land?
Yeah.
Can you hear me? Okay, so I got the iPad, so I am going to go get me some water because I am like really thirsty. You see my gut there? My stomach is going down so bad. I mean, so fast. Okay, now I understand the conversation you're talking about. Man, that conversation was funny. I'm sorry, guys, I can't tell you that I really was, but I want to talk about the reason that I said the way I said it was just to let you know. Don't reveal what I said.
That was pretty much it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. I'm back. Yeah, that's
But
true.
bro, like that's what I'm saying. Like I feel like you should talk about experiences that people haven't, like things that are different in Japan, especially that I know you think it's not important for you, but you've been there. You know, it's the encouragement of men to get their passport. Any man, like, you know, I think we're more pro-black, but you know, at the same particular time, we still want people to start traveling and start, you know, saying, hey, there's more to just life than just being in America. Even if you don't have really necessarily a pot to piss in, maybe explore your not everyone that was born in America is meant to stay in America. You know,
wait, Jordan,
I'm trying to get the hell out.
Wait, hold on. He's off. It shouldn't cut it off. I'm sorry. Can you guys hear me? It's buffing.
I can hear you, bro, but I don't know if they can hear you.
Okay, maybe they should hear me now.
I think I'm still connected to the chat, so I can't look. If I look on the phone, like it'll give like this weird feedback and stuff like that.
Oh, okay. Maybe they can
But
hear
yeah,
me. If you guys can hear me, let me know. Now I was saying to those who are watching, if they can hear me, let me know. If you guys, please, if you want to talk, you can join us. I got my what you call it on? My pajamas. Oh, I have another phone. If you guys want to talk on Messenger, okay, cool. Thank you, Jordan. If you want to talk live online or even Messenger, I can get this charged up real quick and you guys can join us. Huh?
When you, hey Ralph, when you send because usually when you send the link, I usually go through the line one. Should I just start going through the YouTube one? Is that connected directly to YouTube, or how does that work? Because you sent me two of them. You sent me the line and you sent me the YouTube.
Oh, I don't know. Right now you're talking the line, and my phone, what it is I have, this is you on the line, okay?
Right.
And then I just have this propped up so that your voice can go into the speaker on the phone.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah, and so I don't know if anyone else have line or not, but if they want to talk to me, then they can either use what's that thing called? Messenger. But I would have to make a group, but I don't know if people want to share their IDs with anyone else on Messenger. Messenger is a little more personal, but Line is not personal, so that's why I suggest that, because you can use a fake name. No one can't trace you. They can't trace anything back to you. So that's why.
Line, and there's another one called what's the other one? It's actually a nice little app. It reminds me of WhatsApp. Telegram.
Yeah, Telegram.
A lot of people have been signing up to that lately.
Yeah, I'm on there too. But Telegram, I think it has your number on it too. I'm not sure, but Line.
I mean, I have a Google number, so I'm good.
Okay. No, I'm just saying Line is safe. Even like when I'm walking down the street and I see a woman and I want to get with her, I never ask for their telephone number. I ask for Line, and then I always follow up. Just give me a line. Don't worry. If we talk, if you don't like it, you can always block. And they just start laughing, and so they just give me the contact. But then I never call them anyway. So, and they never call me.
That's the best way to do it.
Yeah, it's funny. I got a whole bunch of women's contacts, and I think this one lady from Thai, she always emails me, send me a message to Line, good morning or whatever. And then it's this girl I met in the club, like, oh my God, how many years? Like well over 19, 20 years ago. We met in the club. I think we only talked once. And that was maybe a few months after we met. And after that, I never called her. But she still sends me messages with these anime comic books or these games. And I'm like, it's weird.
Well, that's what I'm trying to tell you. You're a natural born leader. It's funny. I'm driving right next to this lady, and she's so full of herself. At the stop sign, she didn't pull up directly right next to me.
Uh-huh.
But as soon as like she slowed, because everyone else around me was pulling up right next to me, but she like backed up.
Right.
People are so full of themselves sometimes. But no, going back to that, man. That's what I'm saying. You resonated in her so long. She has that idea of when you first that interpretation, that feeling of when you guys first met. You know.
Uh-huh.
But that's another conversation for another time. I feel like we should get some players on the channel and then just chop it up. But like with no disrespectful things, don't address women in a bad way or anything. Just talking about good old fashioned game in different areas. Because for me, you say you would use Line, right? For me,
yeah. Well,
I would use Snapchat.
I don't even know if I can even get Snapchat.
And the reason why I would use Snapchat is because Snapchat gives me the best picture, the best visual possible of a woman. I get to see what her house looks like. I get to see what the space that she's in looks like. And for me, what a woman's house looks like is a reflection of her mind, her mindset.
You know, I ain't gonna lie.
You know,
I used to think that too. And in Japan, a woman's house can be immaculate, but she might not shower. Her personal hygiene might be this, or you know, it's just so weird, you know. So now, when I'm in Japan, if I want to know how a woman is, I'll just basically ask her how many times she take a shower a day and when does she take a shower a day. So
but see, it's subjective though. That makes sense for you because you're there.
Right.
But for me, it's not a question I would ask someone. You know. Mm-hmm. You know, you can tell. People have odors and stuff, and you can tell.
Oh wow! I can download Snapchat.
Huh?
I said, yeah, I can download Snapchat. What's that other one? Snapchat. Yeah. Is this the one where they can see you money to?
Cash App is the one that you're talking about.
Cash App.
And Cash App, all you have to do, Ralph, is get you a VPN.
Uh-huh.
And if you got a VPN, it'll allow you to connect to servers in the U.S.
Right.
So if you're able to connect to servers in the U.S., you can do that. And also Cash App, you can invest in Bitcoin through Cash App.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I have some where I can do that, these wallets and stuff where I can just buy straight from the wallet since I'm here in Japan and it's really convenient. But yeah, I think I should, I really have been thinking I should give me a Snapchat I do have a VPN, I never use it, but I should give me an American address or American account for the Apple and stuff. But hey, let's see if we can jump back to the topic real quick. Communication, why people can't communicate. Another thing too is vocabulary, because today, in that one chat, just in that one chat alone, it just reminded me of these conversations about this topic. And it was really interesting how one dude, he was saying, well, just because you know, vocabulary have different meanings. I use one and you use a different one, and it was funny because it was like right after he told me that he don't want to hear about me breaking down the grammar about English and stuff. So I thought that was funny. But yeah, as far as vocabulary is really interesting, and I get into that a lot with a lot of my friends. I'll use meaning number, entry number 1, but they want to use number 3, and then try to change my topic, my meaning to their number 3, and I'm like, it doesn't work that way. If you want to talk about yours, okay, I'll stop. You can delete what I'm saying, and you can bring up your own. But because mine hit the foundation, and theirs don't, then they're like, okay, we just keep going as it is and stuff. So I always found that was really interesting. And remember we were talking about, oh man, remember we were talking about the, what is it called? Talking about the, what's that thing called? Talking about the sources too. They brought that up in the conversation too. I was just laughing so much. I'm like, wow, were they paying attention to what we were talking about and stuff in part one and part two? You know, and it was it was just so. I mean, it was just really interesting to me. So yeah, it's really interesting. I got to get my Wi-Fi fixed because it's looking weird. Okay, so let me check. Okay, so let's finish this one. Anyone out there in YouTube land have anything you want to add to this? If you don't, then I will shut this down and then I can start another live. Oh, what time is it? Oh yeah, I got a little more time. I don't work tomorrow until I gotta be at work at 3:30, I think. So I want to make a video also. I went to go get a loan today for a substantial amount of money and I'm going to get rejected. But I want to talk about the process that how was your day with rhyming? Oh, okay, I'll talk about that. Was fun. We met up, I think we went to Starbucks. And when me and him go, I met two sisters. Yeah, I didn't get their numbers. I just invited them to Clubhouse. What was Jamaican? What was from the States? And but every time me and Ryman meet up, it's like me and you, digital. We just talk and both of us listen to both of our sides, and it's really good. We just sit there and
Right.
talk. It's nothing about like we usually talk about. I think the last two times we met, we talked about how we met, the details of what happened. I did thank him for acknowledging to me that something that I told him. I don't think he told anybody else. So I won't say what it is, but I was really happy the last time we met. And I meant that last time, previous time he still remembered that, and I was like, yeah, you know what I'm saying. But it was fun. We just talked. We always talk. It's about different things. Most of the time, I think I'm doing most of the listening. Because his conversation is very good, informative, educational, and just real. And I don't know what other people think about him. Um, but I'll tell you how we met. He had this one video called Inchworm, and I saw it, and it was his ex girlfriend, doing an inchworm, but she got some big lips and stuff. So I don't know what I was thinking about. I just emailed him, not even expecting him to reply, and I said, "Who is that girl?" Of course it's his girlfriend. But he replied and said, it was his ex girlfriend and blah blah blah. And from that day, we were just talking and talking and talking, and in the grill, we talked about how after he started becoming live, no, when he became a partner, and then how we had this contest. Well, he wanted a contest, see who can get to 2,000 viewers first. And I was telling him I'm not even interested in that. And I told him too that I would beat him to 2,000 because at that time my YouTube channel was kind of taking off. But I said, and I was going to say maybe we should try 5,000 because I didn't want to win anyway. I wanted him to win, and he definitely beat me to 5,000. But so we did it to 2,000, and once he did that, he made a song for me called GS350JPN. Have you guys heard that song? If it's not, it's called GS350JPN. That's the name of the song. It's on his album called which album is that? I would have to look it up. but it is awesome. I listened to it probably over 300 times. It's called Rhyme Jane. Welcome to J-Land. And it's a bonus song called uh, GSD50 JPN in Japan. And so we talked about that. Then we talked about him and Mami Sue and how I thought they had such a good combination that they probably should have made a movie. They should have just really blew up way more than what they did, you know. And I was just telling how happy I was when I saw the videos and them two in it and stuff. And let's see what else we talked about. Just American stuff. Then I drove him to his hotel. We sat out in front of the hotel.
Did they ever date each other?
I don't think so. From what I understand, maybe no. I don't think so. But I did get a chance to speak to her. Me, her, and him, we were like pretty cool. You know, I even have her on my line, and I used to call her sometimes, you know, just email. Because you like me, I don't really bother people. But it was this one lady. If you saw that video called Japanese People Trust Us or something like that with me and Ron, well, you can't see our faces, but we're sitting there, and on the table is this girl. She left her Walkman and her bag there because she went to the bathroom. Anyway, that girl, she has a channel. I think her name is That Girl Osaka. That girl in Osaka or something like that. Man, she is fine, thick, nice body. And so me and her was talking, and I'm always asking when I talk to them, just ask for their contact just out of a gesture so that actually you remember that video from way back. Yeah, that video. And so me and her ended up exchanging contacts. I wanted Ron to get it, but I don't know what he was thinking about. And so me and her, we talked for a while, and she showed me her videos, and we met up in Osaka one night at Tempozan, and we was just walking and stuff. And I knew she was cool. She was feeling me, you know. I was feeling her, you know, just a friend, not much more than that. And so we walked behind near the ocean, Pacific Ocean. They had this little pathway, and then we came back to the front. And so I just picked her up, you know, just grabbed her, picked her up, put my hands on her butt and stuff. And she was, you know, at that time I was really strong and stuff. And I was just thinking about what should I do, and I'm like, I ain't doing anything. So I just put it back. I know she was expecting more because she looked. I thought for sure she'd do. You know, because when you pick up a woman like that, you know, where they're straddling you, pick them up. You know, then they, you know, it gives them that authority because they're above you, and then they reach down towards. I guess if you guys done it, I don't know. I'm assuming that maybe you have or seen that, and so they on top and they'll grab your head and kiss you. You know what I'm saying? And she looked like she was going to do it. I'm not sure, but I didn't give her enough time to do it. I just put her back down, and we just chatted, you know. And then she went to Tokyo to meet Mami Sue, and I just happened to, maybe I was making a video or something. I'm not sure, but something happened, or maybe she called me, or Mami Sue didn't call me, so it must have been her. But somehow something happened to where I got this impulse or message or something to call her. And when I called her, her and Mami Sue was together. And if you guys remember her, I don't know if you never seen her face, but she has thick lips. Mami Sue had thick lips. And I think they had a video. I think we did a video, a call or something like that. And it was just really interesting. I started flirting with the both of them, saying, yeah, if I was up in Tokyo, we be, you know, in the hotel doing this and doing that. Not nothing sexual, but just having fun. And they were laughing. But I will say, at that time on YouTube, a lot of people thought I was a player and all that stuff. But I'm not a player. Women come and talk to me. I was having a conversation with a friend today. I'm helping him improve his game and stuff. But I tell him, like I tell a lot of people, especially on the Clubhouse. In the Clubhouse, I was in this one group. It was a communication thing, you know, and I'm in there, and I guess I don't look as handsome all as the other guys, and they're asking us these silly questions like, how many times have you had sex in one day, with a woman and stuff like that. And one guy said it was four women for him because he was young, 16. I told him before I got married the third time that happened like 2 3 days in a row. Where I would just sleep with like four women and stuff like that. And it's not because I went to them; they come to me, and so they didn't believe it. And they was asking, everybody asking me questions, but I come out with these, they like just the basic Joe Blow, I guess, if that's not derogatory term. But when I come out with mine's at just such a different level, that they just couldn't handle it. And sometimes a little insults came in. And because they saw a picture of me,
Right.
they were like, well, how can a guy like you get women? And I'm like, well, I don't know, because I don't look at myself as being handsome, but I do know that whenever I get around older women, and I mean like 20 years, my mom's age, 20 years or older, that they always come over to me and say some words of blessing. It's almost like if I was a god or something. And that happened when I went to Thailand. And I know I said this 30,000 times. And interrupt me, um, James, at any time. But I went to Thailand, and I'll never forget this. We went up into the village in this Jeep van tour. Hello, Seventh Year, thank you. And we got out. It was a rich millionaire and a guy from India, his wife, and two white couples. They were like maybe in their young 20s, and just me, the black guy. We got out of the van, and immediately the chief, not the chief, the lady chief, whatever, she was the boss. She just came right over to me and took her hands and put it on my face. She just started rubbing my face. And I'm just sitting there freaking out like, what is this lady doing? Of course, I didn't say anything. I didn't move because I didn't want to disrespect her, because we up in the mountains, and I know she was the leader, and they probably would have killed me. You know what I'm saying? What the Thai government going to do? They're not going to do anything. You know what I'm saying? And so it was weird. So she grabs my hand, takes me into this big old huge hut. It was almost like if I was inside of a gymnasium. It was just so huge, but the middle of the floor, it was up. So I didn't know if that was the way they built it or what. And I stood there on top of it, and she just started saying something to me, and I'm just like, oh my God, what is going on? And then when we came out, she just started saying something to her people, and they started bringing me all these silver gifts just to my hands. I couldn't even carry anymore, all for free, but everybody else had to pay. And I'm telling you, those white young kids and that millionaire Indian couple just was like, oh my God, what just happened? Can somebody stop? Can somebody explain what happened? We got back in the van, and the Indian guy, he was an older guy, probably older than I was for sure. And he was like, what happened? Why did they do this? What did she say? I'm like, I don't know their language or anything. It was just so strange. And even when I was out when I first moved to Wakayama, it was a sister out here, and she was maybe my age, or maybe a little older, but she had her mom out here, and her mom looked like she was, how you had the eyes and kind of white or something. I don't know if she could see or not, but she had her senses and everything. I'll show you how it happened. So I saw the lady, her daughter get out to kind of say, hey, how you doing? She kind of in a rush, and I could tell, maybe her mother was, she was a little agitated about her mom, but her mom was really strong. So I saw her and looked in the text, like, hey, hi, are you? And I guess she probably, from my voice, she knows black. And maybe she could see me or something. I'm not sure. But she got out the car. She took her hands, put it on my face, and started rubbing like, wow, you seem you're a nice person. And was just saying all these things about me that really were true. And I'm just sitting there freaking out, but I'm maintaining my inside, okay, and inside my brain, I'm like freaking out, but my body, I wasn't like doing nothing like that. I wasn't moving and nothing. I didn't respect her by jerking, you know that was that microaggression and stuff like, ooh, don't touch me or whatever. And she was just saying all these blessings. You're a good person. God's gonna take care of you. Um, and all of this other stuff. And so I'm just tripping off of that. And then the daughter said, "Oh, don't pay attention to my mama." That mama she was still had her way. She said, "Listen, you are my daughter. You don't talk to me like that. Ain't nothing wrong with me. Just be quiet and let me talk to this young man." The daughter was just like quiet. And she, we were there for about a good maybe 5 to 7 minutes and stuff. And I just left and I was like, why do these people do this? I could never understand, but I don't know. I just had some really interesting. So a lot of people always saying like I'm a player, and I say I know the game, but I don't do it because doing business is much easier than it is trying to juggle all these women. And then in that group, this guy said, "Oh, I bet you can't catch women," or something like that. The one where I was saying that when they asking all the sex questions, because that's what the group is pretty much just asking all this stupid stuff. And they said, "Well, what do you do to get women?" I said, "Show up." you know, like, what do you mean show up? I said, "I just show up." Like, what do you mean? I said, "I just go outside. I just go somewhere where when I go out, anywhere I go, women do come to me. So I don't have to chase women because women come to me. I have a higher chance of a woman getting a one. Well, I won't say I have a higher chance of getting one because if I want a woman, I just walk up to her and say, 'Yo, what's up? Let's go.' In Japan, if I was in America, and talking to women my age in their 50s and stuff, I could walk up and say, 'What's up? How you doing?' And since because I already understand how black women think, not all 100%, but there's black women think about certain things, and a real man would know what they're thinking, especially when he walks in. And just to give a good appearance, which I don't know if that's this is a good example, but I was out in America more. I saw this sister out there with her daughter, and I don't know how old she was, but her daughter was definitely over 20, maybe 23, 24. And the mother was fine and everything. I don't know if she had a husband or not. She had a curly hair or whatever. And I saw her and I said, "Hey, how you doing?" She turned around, saw a black man, her just big old smile, white teeth. And I was just gonna go over there. I mean, we actually immediately started walking towards each other. So I knew she wanted to hug me. I know I wanted to hug her, but just one of Japanese friends, once we just rap and just do like this, you're not hugging like this. But I was just gonna do it like that because I didn't want to do anything. But then her daughter was tripping, and what make it so interesting, the way her daughter looked, and the next thing that her mama said, that's why I figured maybe her mother was single. Even if she was married, that's kind of weird. So I'm thinking that would be something that a single woman would do. But she just came over to me like if we known each other, and but right before we got ready to hug, I'm thinking like, because I didn't want to insult the daughter, so I kind of like stopped and go, "Hey," I broke the trance by copying my saying like, "Hey, where you from?" She kind of snapped out and she, "Oh, I'm from blah blah blah," and we just chatting and stuff. I was gonna give her my info and stuff, but the daughter was hating so much. And I didn't want to spoil the daughter's fun with her mom because I know for a fact that daughter nobody was not going to bother her, even though she was pretty, but her mom was so sexy. And I'm sure she was single by the way she even respected. I'm sure if she was married, because I meet a lot of women out here who are married, who might come out here and they marry and they carry themselves a different way, and so I'm thinking she was single, and I was going to ask them if they wanted to go to a club, but I know that if I would have did that or any kind of actions that I would have made towards the mother, that would have put the mother on they both were happy together, but if I give her mother attention, her mother would have been up here, and the daughter probably would want that attention more, and so she would have got jealous. And then plus at that time, I even looked. I mean, now I think I look older, you know, but at that time I was in my 40s, but I looked easily like 28, 29, and
Right.
so but the mother, she was just, just there. But I said, no, I didn't do anything for the sake of the daughter. But had I not shown respect for the daughter, then we probably would have ended up sleeping together that night. Matter of fact, I probably could have just been, it would have been like, as soon as she hugged her and said, come on, let's go. Her daughter, no, 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 like, don't worry about it, I'll be right back with your mom, you know. I would have said that. So I said, listen, girl, your mom's a grown woman. This Japan is safe. Nothing's going to happen. Nobody gets hurt in Japan. Just go, whatever. Just wait. Just wait right here. We'll be right back. You know. And that, I mean, all that stuff did process through my head. But anyway, in the group, I'll tell them guys, hey, I just have to show up. And it's funny how you meet these guys thinking they know the game, and they don't know the basics of meeting a woman. It's just showing up. Because when you show up, they're going to look at you. When they look at you, they're going to decide whether or not they're going to sleep, whether they can sleep with you or not. You know what I'm saying? And usually it's just instantaneous. And, I've had a lot of women. I actually, I shouldn't even be in Japan. I think I told you this last night about that girl from Tibet, in my English and math class. And she wanted... I didn't say nothing. She just because I was smart in the class, this girl came, got my number, blah, blah, blah. And then after about a couple of months we hanging out, she was proposing to me. I told my father I want to marry you. He said it was okay. They were rich. She was saying like, he said he'll pay for your education, anything, any business, you marry me. If we get married, when we get married, basically. And I'm like, what the... So
yeah, I think you told me about that a few years back. Okay. I do remember that kind of vaguely, yeah.
And so it's just really interesting because, when I meet a lot of guys, I mean, there are a lot of guys who don't have problems getting women. Yo, that's wild. Yeah, that was wild. And then the last day I saw her, she was still a virgin too, and I saw her. She was like 23, I was 22, and she took me home. I said, hey, if I kiss you right now, what would you do? She said nothing. One thought was to just take her in the house and bang her out. The other one was just to get out the car and join the military. That's what I did. I got out the car and joined the military, and here I am. I could have easily.
Oh, so you were traveling. So you were traveling before you joined the military, anyway?
No. Only traveling I was doing was around L.A.
Oh, so she was living in L.A. at the time?
Yeah. Yeah, she's American.
Okay, I thought
she
you met her in Tibet. Okay.
No, we went to Tibet. Yeah, we went to the same college, and we had two classes. In one semester, we had the same class, which is weird. So, she would just always calling me, come and pick me up, take me home. Whenever we had class, she'd take me home, take me out to dinner. Everything was good, but I just wasn't feeling Asian women at the time. Matter of fact, I really wasn't feeling any women. And because I was just, like I said, I was a virgin till 9 months before I turned 20. And I just like hanging out with women. I didn't really care about the sex or anything. And even like the first time I did have sex with this fine sister from Texas. Oh man, but the only reason we had sex, because I'm telling you, when I was young, I was a cool motherfucker. I am not joking. I was like the best dancer. I dressed well. I talked nice. Vocabulary was cool. I had muscles and yoked and stuff. I go out with these women to clubs and stuff. These guys roll up on them. Like, man, a friend, he lived out in South Central. We went to some club, and at that time in LA, doctors, medical operating suits, the doctor suits and shit, when they do an operation, that was in style. So people wearing those to clubs and stuff. And I went to a club with my friend and his sister. And at that time, guys would, it'd be a girl in the middle and two guys be, dance with. And that was the norm. It wasn't nothing. Nobody never said no. Anybody could do it pretty much with anyone. So she was still, I think she was still a virgin at the time, maybe 21 or 22 or whatever. But they were all up on her. She had this panic look on her face, and I told her brother, but he didn't care. So I went up there and grabbed her, and told them they can't do a dance. She said, well, it don't matter, they saying blah blah blah, and I'm like, whatever, and I just told her, pretty much to chill, and they left. So I knew they went to get some weapons or whatever. So I told my friend, let's go. Um, then I was with this one fine sister in I don't know where. Oh yeah, the one I had first lost my virginity to, and she was bad. Oh my god, I couldn't believe how bad she was. And I was dancing. Guy came from behind, started dancing. I didn't say anything, because that's just how it was. But she said she didn't want to, so I kind of I told him to back off. He said no, so I took my hand. And I kind of ushered him, but because I was so strong, it was like almost like, here's this here, and it was almost like pushing that. But he got mad and wanted to fight and all this stuff. I'm like, man, just show some respect. That's all. And then we got outside. Him and his six friends ran up on me, talking all this madness. And I'm like, listen, it's just respect. I said, listen, it's just respect. If y'all we want to fight, fine, whatever. But it's just respect. And somehow what I did was I cut the head off from the body. So I said something that made them detach them from the conversation, so it was just me and him. But he never forgave me for that, and I ran into him a couple of times. He always had something to say. I'm like, dude, if you wanted her, she's not my girlfriend. That's when I even said, I said, she's not my girlfriend. So if you want to date her right now, go ahead and Mac. And I backed off. I said, go ahead and throw your Mac. I'm telling you, she was so fine. He couldn't even throw his Mac. I'm like, whatever. So, so that night she was like really impressed, because that was the second time I did that for her. And the first time it was with three other guys. One of the guys she was actually dating and stuff. And he was going off, and I kind of like told him to chill and stuff. And I was in dude's house. And I was like, whoa, this dude just listened to what I'm saying. He should have kicked me out the house, but I told him to kick her out the house, and that's what he did, actually. But it was just weird. But yeah, I would tell these young guys, my stories about these women. But I think what it is the difference between me and a lot of guys is I don't actively go after women. And when you don't actively go after women or chase after women, and they always saying, well, guys don't chase after women, that's they like that, so they'll come after you. I don't know, that could be the case. It's not or not, I'm not sure, but I do know that wherever I went, especially in LA, here in Japan, different places I went, I get these stares, and these women come up to me, and I'm just like, whoa. And then I'm telling you, like, I was at this, and this is the last thing that I'm gonna cut this off. But and we could do another one if you want to, open chat, so we can talk about whatever. But I was dating with this one Japanese girl, lady. She was fine, but I think I told the story a billion times. She was 32 with her makeup on, but when she took off her makeup, she looked like she was 14. That was the weirdest thing ever. But we're at the corner in Osaka, we just chilling and stuff, and I'm standing next to her, kind of far off, and these two Japanese guy came over, and so I said, how you doing? What's your name? That's what, I'm fucking with the dudes, right? Just to see what they were gonna do. And she said, oh, my name is Kazue, or something like that, or whatever her name was. And then the guy and then I said, so, do you have a boyfriend or something like that? And so they understood English. Japanese guys always acting like they don't understand, but they understand when they want to. And so they said something to her in Japanese, saying, oh, are you okay? Which is perfectly fine, because I'm this stranger in their community, in their country. And if a foreigner is in your country and you suspect that you might be making your fellow countrywoman uncomfortable, it's okay to say, hey, do you need any assistance? It's okay. Is he bothering you? And so when they said that, I guess they didn't think I spoke Japanese. So I turned around and I'm like, she's my girlfriend. And they said, huh? I said, but I am black, you're Japanese, she's Japanese, and I will, if I'm just dating a woman or whatever, I'll back off. If you Japanese and you want to talk to her, go ahead. Go ahead, because I would rather a Japanese guy talk. And that's what I told one of them guys. I said, later, I said, I'd rather let a Japanese guy date a Japanese woman, they get married and they have pretty babies, you know. And because, black men and black men and Japanese women are not going to have babies like the Japanese women that, black men chase and stuff, you don't see too many black men with half Japanese and half black women out here, and I'm sure there are some. I've met only one, but I'm sure there's a bunch of them. So they were like, really? Well, oh, I'm sorry. We just, thought maybe you was hurting, but bothering her. So I said, no. You are heroes. Good. It's okay. But just, just letting you know so you don't, take it too far. Because I didn't know if she was going to tell them or not. And they're like, okay. And then light turned green. They went across the street, and that was it. But yeah, I just tell a lot of guys, these women come to me and I have no idea why. So personally, that's why in my videos when guys are like, oh, how do I get a girl? I'm like, the easiest way is just put your hand out and say, let's go. Because and the reason I say this, not saying that these women are, what's that word? Women who can't control their sexual activities, promiscuous or something like that. And so I said it's not because of that. When I tell them, the reason is some guys, you tell them, say, hey, what's your name? Go to the same rhetoric BS, and then once they get to that, they don't have anything else to say, And then when I tell them what to say, they don't want to do it. And I'm like, well, just do this. Just say, hey, let's go drink some wine in my place, or let's go do this, or let's go that. No, they too forward, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, well, just take it, put your hand on and say, come on, let's go. And it does work. But even that, they're like, I don't know how to do that. It's too forward or whatever. I'm like, it doesn't matter. It's not like if they grab your hand, it's not like you got to take them home. You just, you break the ice. If you say, come on, let's go, and she touch you, bam, all the ice is broken. You just have a regular conversation. If she wants you, trust me, she's going to let you go. She'll let you know. So I don't know, man. It's just weird, man. I always think about that. And this is the last thing. In America, I used to have problems talking to women. From 1 to 6, they would not talk to me. The women that were 7 to 10 would talk to me. And I used to always have an issue with that. Why don't they talk to me? And I never got over it. It wasn't nothing that bothered me, but I already knew it. But I'm just saying, like, why these women, why these women think they're ugly? All women are beautiful and all this stuff. And so I was in Nagoya when I first came in. I was talking to one of the basketball players. This dude turned around and said, man, are you joking? He said, man, shut up. I don't want to hear that. Just be happy that you can talk to the ones from 7 to 10 and they talking to you, because there are a lot of guys who them women from 7 to 10 do not talk to, and a lot of guys do not get that experience. Just so just don't do that. Just be happy. Just get in where you fit in. If you fit in at the top, there you go. But I don't know, it's just weird. But anyway, I'm done. You have anything you want to say?
No, I was just listening, bro. I was just listening. Educational as always, and insightful.
Okay. Do you want to continue chatting? Because I could start up another, just be open chat. And we could just talk about anything.
It's up to you, Elise.
Are you going to participate?
Of course. If you start another one, I'll participate.
Okay, then hold on.
What's today, Tuesday? Seems like no one's out tonight. I don't really see any of the regular players in here. So.
Okay. Yeah, maybe. Or it could be a little early. It's only... What time is it out there? Like, where you at? Well, like, what, 11?
Oh, it's 12:30.
Oh, okay.
12:30 or 12:20.
Okay. Yeah, right, so now, 1:20 here. Okay, so thanks for joining. I I didn't put anything on. If you guys want to donate or anything, is fine. Anyone who donates anything over $50, which I should have put up there, I got a nice surprise for you. You is worth at least. It's worth something good. So you guys send a donation or whatever. Let me know. I told you about the thing, right?
No.
Okay, I'll tell you when we hang up. But it's something cool. I don't want
Okay.
to. I don't want to. You should get an Ethereum address. Okay, so I have a Bitcoin address, Ethereum address. Okay, so let me. Um.
Yeah. What you're gonna have to start doing, bro, is like using one of those or one of those software things that like it puts all that information that you want to put across the screen automatically, you know,
Oh, okay. I
and
have to.
it has your Cash App. You have the Cash App. It has your your Bitcoin
Oh.
information. It has your PayPal. All that stuff. So you don't even have to mention it because it's constantly flashing across the screen.
Okay.
So
I
I
don't
can put
do
you
that.
up on that.
Okay. Cool.
There's
Cool.
a
Yeah.
free, there's a free one that's I don't know how to use it because I haven't really studied it yet, but it's a free source one, and a
Mhm.
lot of YouTubers use it and stuff like that. And I think most YouTubers you see them use it with that thing that flash across the screen. You can do the countdown. It'll do a countdown for you, depending on how long you put it. If you want to put it for like 20 minutes, countdown before you start the video, or an hour to count down before you start doing the video. That type of stuff. All the
Okay.
graphics, all the effects, all the stuff you want. It does all that stuff too. So
Okay.
that's something that you may want to check in too.
Yeah. Okay. I'll do that
And,
because the reason I
your
didn't.
content.
Oh, okay. Because I know the reason I didn't do it before was because I ain't gonna lie, I was just too. Well, actually, I didn't want the money and anything because I wasn't even expecting all it to
Right.
go like this. And then plus, when Tokyo Sam told me about Patreon, I didn't pay attention at first, but later when I started reading, I'm like, you gotta do this. It was just like so, like, just so whatever. And I was like more interested in making money from my English and stuff. So, but okay, I will do that.
A lot of
Go
a
ahead.
lot of that stuff though, Ralph, is there's a learning curve, but once you know it, you know it.
Yeah, that's
You
true.
start using it and you start utilizing it and stuff like that. It brings the quality of your content up too.
Yeah.
You can put people's names in there. You could do all types of stuff, whatever you want to do, however you want to do it. So
Okay, yeah, then I'll do that. Okay, let me know. But let me stop this right here. And whoa, that's crazy. And then I will start an open talk chat real quick, okay? And I will have time. I'm gonna Ethereum wallet. Actually, I think I do have one. What is Meta on the Google Chrome? I got that Meta something. Is that a good address? Are you familiar with that? Hello? Oh, he's gone.
Oh, for me, no.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm here. Crypto for me is like a
Okay,
new.
MetaMask. Okay, thank you.
I've known about crypto.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. I didn't know you were talking to me now.
No, I was talking to you.
Yeah, I know about crypto a little bit, but it's something that I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit lacking in. I'm more familiar with like stocks and mutual funds and bonds and ETFs and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
But crypto is kind of a new area for me, which I'm learning. When Jamal tried to get me into crypto was only $50 a coin.
That's crazy.
So, and I had planned on buying like 20 or so, like 1,000 or something like that. So, if I would have did that.
Yeah. Oh man, you had so much money. That is like totally crazy. Okay, Meta Meta something. Meta mask. Okay, cool. So I got my. Oh, I have a whole bunch of stuff here. I don't know exactly what is what. Okay, let me make this real quick and then put it in a what you call it. Oh man, well I got time. Copy. Oh man, is it gonna copy on here? Didn't. Oh, it did copy. Oh, it says incorrect. Restore account. You know, maybe I do have it Ethereum. Because I have some coins in here and I don't. Okay, I know what I did wrong. Okay, I have some coins in here, but I forgot.
Did you invest at all in any Dogecoin?
Nope. But because it was 30 cents, so but I hear it's going up. So I got SafeMoon.
You should invest in it now.
Mm-hmm.
If you can.
Mm-hmm.
Because let's say you put $1,000 into it right now at 30 cents a coin. Once that shit hits $5 a coin.
Oh yeah, that's a lot of money, huh?
And you done put 1,000 into it, yeah.
What do you think about SafeMoon? Have you heard of it?
Say again? What do I think about what?
SafeMoon.
That's a coin?
Yeah. Right now it's really cheap.
It's hard to tell with these coins. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's really cheap. So I bought, I don't know, like 43 million coins. So I'm just hoping
Is it under $1 or something like that?
Yeah, it's like some hundredth, like maybe a billionth of a cent or 100,000th of a cent.
Yeah, some of the crypto to me, honestly, man, it's like you're playing a long game. Like you're not. It's not something that you're gonna take out tomorrow.
Right.
So for me, crypto is like one of those things that you have to do research, do some due diligence and research on that.
Both meme coins, risky as hell. Mimi, there are both meme coins.
And then go from there.
Mm-hmm. Oh. Okay. Yeah, cause I went to the a known financial place today. I'll second that statement. They were created as a joke. Yes, they were. I heard about that. And
I'm gonna have to drop out the call for a moment.
Okay, cool. Okay, so let me think. How can I do this Ethereum wallet? Gosh. Okay, let me hang up because I don't want to be on here doing this stuff. And I'll get all that information up later. And I will be right back with an open chat. Okay. And it was fun. You guys have anything you want to say or anything? No? Okay, it was always a pleasure. I had fun. I don't work tomorrow till late, so peace, Jordan, and I will be right back. Give me about 10 minutes or so. All right, peace. Thank you. Bye.